this 297?
According to the show notes, yes.
Yeah, I just have to make sure that it's this. I think it's 297. Yes, it is 297. It is 297. Episode 297. Recording now.
I see a Bim and a Battle Panda in the chat room.
Topic of the day. Where life takes you when you least expect it.
Mm-hmm. Get my windows ready.
Twitch.tv/Tauren Think Tank. I don't think Nightbot is in there, so I will go get it.
No, I don't think so.
I will go get it.
Oh, Girl of Mist is here too. Hello. And hello,
Hi.
Mom. I see you there.
Hi, Mom.
Oh, by the way, Jules, she'd really like the earrings too. I meant to
Oh,
text you about that.
good. Yay. I'm glad to hear it. Those came out really cool.
Yeah, they did.
That's really neat.
I didn't even wrap them because you did such a good job wrapping it in the little baggie. I just was just like, here you go, Mom.
It's perfect. All right, Nightbot should be here now.
Nightbot.
It should be. Tell it to join. Nightbot is parting the channel.
Oh, excuse me.
Nightbot is joining the channel. Now it should be here soon. Let's see. Welcome to Triple T. Yes, I know. There it is. Hi, Nightbot.
Yay.
Yay, Nightbot! You did the thing. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, it's just showing the. Let me see if I reload that.
So it is currently 35 degrees and has been raining the entire day today. Last night, it snowed like 3 inches. So when I woke up this morning, the snow had switched over to rain, and it rained and rained and rained and rained and rained and rained. And all day long it rained. So, yeah. So
it's nice and miserable out there, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty miserable. I'm going to pop out the chat and put it here.
Yeah. It's 56 degrees. Today it was in the mid 60s and was raining about half the day.
Oh my.
Yeah, I was slated to install some outdoor wireless cameras this morning, and it was just pouring rain. And I get there, and I'm just dreading it. Like, oh, I'm going to spend a couple hours outside on a ladder in the middle of a thunderstorm. But luckily, they weren't prepared for me, so I was like, okay, we're going to have to reschedule that for another day then.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, thank you. And then the rest of the day was cake compared to that. So
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. And thankfully, now that Christmas is over, I haven't been working extremely long days anymore, so that's good.
Yay!
For now, anyway. Ugh.
Yeah. Oh, let me test stream sounders. Let's see. Ooh, that's loud.
Ooh, yes, it is.
That's super loud. Let's bring that down a notch. That's a little bit better. Okay. Whoops.
Sorry.
Sorry, guys. Oh man. So yeah, that's why we missed last week, is because Mark Conan got overtime again. So
yeah, I had some crap that, oh man, I was so mad. I was so furious at work and nearly yelled at my boss over the phone about it. Like I was on the knife's edge of just flipping out, because it was one thing after another, and just like, oh my goodness. But we worked it out. Our client was happy. They were fine. It worked. It was great. But then I didn't get off work till like 8:30. So
yeah, you were like, oh no.
Yeah, but well, I'll tell it during the show. Afterwards, the night turned around.
Okay,
so
good.
It was pretty good.
All right, cool. All right, so chat room, let's ready check you, since we are getting ready to roll. Are you guys ready for episode 297? Are you prepared for this night of podcasting? This joyous time of us getting together and doing this show. This one is the countdown. This is number 3, 298. No, that's just number 4. 298 is number 3. 99 is 2. Okay, so we have 3 more after this one. The count is like weird.
Yeah, it is. It throws you off because you think it's one way, but it's really the other.
Yeah, it's really the other way.
What? But yeah, so that means like, if you got some burning questions, like really time is running out.
Like burning questions. Yep. It'd be burning everything. So.
Yep. Act now. Supplies are limited.
Supplies are limited. Please act
Operators
now.
are standing by.
Colin's here.
Hey, Colin. Welcome.
Oops. Where'd it go? All right.
Where did you go?
There we go. All right. Are you ready to do this?
I am ready.
Let's do it. Chat room, thank you for being ready to roll. And we are going to record episode 297 in 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to Tauren Think Tank, the podcast about the Blizzard gamer behind the keyboard.
It's episode 297 of Tauren Think Tank. Today is Thursday, December 27th of 2018. 8:09 p.m. Central Time is where we're at. My name is Jules, and with me, as always, is the man in his favorite color of all time, orange. It's Mark Honan.
Yes, my favorite color, because not only is it a color in the electromagnetic spectrum, it is also a fruit.
It's true. That's true. I was like, where are you going with this? And then it just landed.
No, it's just a fact. What? Yes, the power of misdirection.
The power of misdirection is vital in these parts because you just never know what you're going to get with a Triple T episode, nor do you actually know when you're going to get a Triple T episode because holy crap, schedules.
Yeah.
I feel like we do this a lot, but we apologize for missing last week prior to Christmas. That was we will blame work. We'll just blame it. Just blame work.
It's a necessity and a fact that it was work that did that to me.
Yes.
But yeah. So it won't be an issue for much longer because my schedule may be settling down a little bit.
Yeah.
In the weeks ahead, thankfully.
What this means is it seems that we will be heading off the road down to episode 300 somewhere in the third week or so of January is where we stand right now. As we get closer and kind of can just, know that it's going to be a fact, we'll be like, this is it. This is the one. It's not going to change. Like there's not going to be a cancellation to this date. So come hell or high water, we will be there for that podcast. And there we go. So it has been a couple of weeks of time and stuff that has gone on because the last show we recorded was on the 13th, I think. And that was an eventful show as it was because I was still like shell shocked from the whole HGC announcement. Had done 2 podcasts prior and then wound up getting a migraine on stream. So we're gonna I've only done 1 other podcast today, so I think we're in good shape. We haven't had the really bad news came yesterday, so we're okay for now. I think we're already ahead of the game, Mark Conan.
I think so too.
I got to joke about it because if I don't, I'm going to cry, and I don't really want to cry again on stream. Though I probably will. You guys have been warned. So anyway, what's new and exciting and has been happening? And by the way, Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you, and a Merry Christmas to you as well. It was an interesting Christmas because I am still recovering from food poisoning.
Still?
Yay. A little bit. I'm still very fatigued. Like I fell asleep when I got home from work and slept for about an hour. till my
Today.
wife got home today before the
Yeah.
show. And I haven't been hungry in like 4 days. I have made myself eat a little bit because I know I need to, but it's still just stomach still hurts. And
What happened?
I I just ate some bad leftovers on Sunday. I was supposed to work on Sunday, but it turns out that we didn't have enough work for everyone to work, so they just consolidated the work for like one or two people. They're
Okay.
like, "Hey, Marconin, you can have the day off." I'm like, "Okay, great." So I sleep in a little bit. I eat some leftovers for breakfast, and then about 5 hours later, I crash. I start feeling horrible. I get sick, and then I'm sick for like the next 24 hours,
Oh
as it
no.
just tries to get rid of pretty much everything in my GI tract. Like nothing is safe. Too much water bounces like a basketball. I just cannot keep anything down. I
Ooh.
uh, I nearly passed out a few times walking through the house. It was really bad, and so Christmas Eve was not very productive. It took me about 5 hours to wrap the last couple of presents because every time I kind of bent over, I was just kind of like, oh boy,
Yeah.
oh boy. So it was
Oh.
rough, and yeah, so I didn't really eat anything that day. And then Christmas came, and I was being very gingerly about it, but I felt okay. I felt like I could eat something, and I did. I had
Yeah.
breakfast here at the house, had lunch at my grandmother's, which was great, and then I had dinner, a little bit of dinner back here at the house. But I was just taking it easy, didn't eat a whole lot,
Yeah.
and then I've just been kind of recovering ever since. And work yesterday was kind of rough because it's when you're recovering from something like that, you feel woozy and kind of out of it. And
Yes.
and it just so happened the day I went back to work, they made me deliver and install appliances. So I'm sitting there trying to hold up and carry in refrigerators into houses, just like in a half days, just from being sick and exhausted. So it's
Oh.
yeah.
Oh man. And that doesn't speed your recovery at all because you're overtaxing your
No,
body.
no, it does not. And I've been sleeping at solid 8 hours. Not a solid 8 hours, but 8 hours with interruptions to get up and try to drink more water, just restlessness. But I am, as soon as I get up and start going to work, I'm tired already.
Yeah.
I nearly took a nap when I had to stop working for a little bit and sat there for about 10 minutes waiting for a coworker and nearly fell asleep in my work vehicle. So
Jeez.
just been really, really fatigued the last few days, but it's starting to get better. There's no way I was going to call off the show today because I am functional. It's just very tired. And I think
Yeah.
the nap today definitely helped. So,
Good.
yeah, it just getting better from that. I mean, other than that, Christmas was really great. My wife loved her presents. I loved mine. I got Let's Go Pikachu for the Switch. And so I've
Nice.
been playing a little bit of that. Um, and just got a lot of good memories and a lot of good time with my family. It was
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get to spend a whole lot with them because we're bouncing across the state the entire day, but yeah, it was really good, and got to do that. And the other thing is I've been helping. My wife is doing an art project where she is taking pictures, and she's like starting her own kind of like Instagram model career. Not really
Mm-hmm.
career, but just she's getting out of her comfort zone and is taking pictures and doing like fashion shoots out in public. And both her and I, we have like we met not only because of band, but because we started in broadcasting. She
Mm-hmm.
started with like camera work and stuff, so we're both good with the camera. And so I've been helping her as her assistant and photographer. And
Mm-hmm.
so last night we went downtown where there's a lot of Christmas lights still up and took pictures. And so we've been doing that a few times, and it's really good. It's really good because it gives us something additionally to bond over and to spend time with each other with, and
Right.
that's really important, really nice. So I'm glad I got to do that and
Mm-hmm.
really enjoying that as well. So that's been a recent development that's it's been pretty good. I She's
Good.
doing a great job. She's very photogenic and is a great photographer anyway. So it's really cool. And she said she likes that I go with her because I've got a pretty decent eye with a camera as well. So we play off each other pretty well in that regard. So
Yeah. No, you've
it's
always had a good eye for photographs with your screenshots and everything and
well, thank
wow
you.
and yeah, you always take good pictures and just good framing of things. So that's a cool new kind of like focus hobby that you guys can do together.
Yeah, it really
Uh,
is. The only catch is that if when one of her pictures goes big, she gets marriage proposals from all the weird, creepy people on Instagram. So I've had to read that And my defense is like, I'm like, oh, I just want to punch somebody that's like hitting on the wife. But no, just like they live in like in India or Nigeria or like Wisconsin or something elsewhere, and they don't know who she really is. So it's fine. It's fine. You have to take it in stride, though. I mean, that's what happens when pretty ladies post pictures on Instagram, that they
Yeah.
tend to get a tidal wave of like, oh, hello, beautiful, hello, you're gorgeous, and you know, she takes it in stride. She thinks it's fun.
Good for her.
But yeah. I know
Meanwhile,
it
you're
wasn't
sitting
you,
home going,
Tiber.
I'm gonna. Tiber's like, wasn't
Why?
me.
Yeah, not you, Tiber. But yeah, it's thankfully work has started to slow down, like I mentioned earlier, and it's just not been as bad, which is good for recovering from being sick. But yeah, it's been a little bit better since I've had time to recover. But last week was just like I was at my wit's end with work, and so I'm glad I got to have those few days off, even though being sick was part of it. But I needed
Yeah.
that break because I was getting close to my edge on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's just like it was bad. But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on with me the past couple of weeks. So
Nice. Okay. Well, not really nice that you
yeah.
got food poisoning as part of it and still recovering to this day, but hopefully by the time, you won't repeat the same thing for New Year's. Hopefully that will not be the
No,
case.
no, I will not. I will not. I will not do that for New Year's. I plan on hanging out with friends and playing tabletop games instead,
Hmm.
and card games. That's the plan right now for the missus and I. So we'll be doing that instead.
Excellent. Excellent.
But yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on with me. But how about you? I know
He says with
that's
the
like
dread in
I
his
don't
eyes.
like I don't want to ask, but tradition is expecting me to ask it, and I already know the answer, and I don't like it one bit. But
Yeah.
for those of you playing the home game, Jules, what's going on with you?
We're going to play along with the home game because,
Yeah.
the whole thing about this show is always just to be honest and clear and, and let you guys know what's going on with us. That's the whole part of this introduction. And so the roller coaster continues. The roller coaster that it is Jules Scott and her life. Year 3, going on year 3 of the roller coaster, and it's free falling downhill again. So when we were here last, we had that really tough HGC news, which was very difficult and has an impact on a lot of the things that I was involved in one way or another. A podcast that I developed. And, so I had to kind of regroup on that and decide, what is it going to be next? What am I going to do with Heroes News? And for now, I'm going to continue doing it until there's opportunity, if there is not any content, further for me to make. But right now, there's still people for me to interview, and there's still going to be development cycle for the game, even though it has slowed. So maybe my development cycle will have to change too. And so that was, trying to digest all of that. And then on Monday, I can't really go into specifics because it involves people and I don't want to, I don't want to rat them out or, say stories of things that's not my business. Yeah. But on Monday, I received some pretty dire news that my part-time work was going to be in severe jeopardy. And all signs pointed to this is not going to last and could really be just gone very soon. And so I jumped into action the next day and I just started to apply for jobs because that's my only source of income, even though it was part-time, because I was really going to be ready this year to execute kind of the full-time content creator goals, which was going to be streaming more often during the day. I planned on doing a lot of daytime streams, doing a lot of creative streams, and I had a plan of what I was about to do. I was going to start it like that Thursday. Was it last Thursday? I was in the middle of writing the blog post that I was going to announce it, and that's when I learned about my employment situation. So So yeah, I jumped into action. I started applying for a bunch of jobs, but of course it's the week before Christmas, and there's not been a whole lot of movement since the holiday. As of last night, I am no longer employed. So yeah, that sucks. But at least I gave myself a head start on the employment stuff. I signed up with a placement agency that does temporary like temp work placements. So it's not like I have irons in the fire. The problem is that it is Christmas and New Year's, and I've probably applied for 50 jobs, and nobody's probably there. Yeah. So yeah, so the anxiety is high. The thoughts of, like, yeah, I'm scared. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. I'm scared, but I think the hardest part is that I know that I know that I will be okay. I have a support system.
Yeah.
My parents, my family, I have a support system behind me. I just have to start back over again. And that's the hardest part to swallow, because I was so close. I was so close to really kind of putting in, kind of picking back up from the convert to raid situation. I was, like that was going to be the next thing that goes. Yeah. I didn't want to stop this on stream again, but it is what it is, and I'm always honest with you guys. So I'm also dripping tears on my glasses. So yeah, so that is it's the honest truth. As we go into 2019, I don't know what the next phase is. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know. I just know what I have to do. I got to pay the bills.
Yeah.
So, in the meantime, I have been streaming quite often, daily, almost daily. I've been chainmailing, I've been diamond painting, and I've been having a wonderful time doing it. It has been something that has been something I've been really, really enjoying. If you guys haven't been able to stop by, I would love it for you to do so. You can find the Twitch stream is twitch.tv/JulesRPG. And we have a topic of the day every day. We talk about, like last night we were talking about who our favorite celebrity crush was. In previous we've talked about like foods that we hate. Just like rando stuff, and then, laughing about really silly stuff. To make you guys laugh, my dear friend, the Buttress, has named the stream the Family Jewels. The community is called the Family Jewels. So that is sounds like now Buttress. Yes. So
that is all Buttress right there.
It is all Buttress all the time, and it's hilarious. And so that's what we named the Discord server. And they've been the light in the darkness. I love it. It's so fun. I've had such a good time streaming. I have a Garrus emote. His little face is my channel emote. It's great. So for as long as I can, while I'm still looking for a job, I'm going to stream during the day. And when right now I just need to pay the bills. And so if I have to work 9 to 5, 8 to 5, whatever it is, I'll come home and stream at night when I'm not podcasting. So, yeah. And it's just, this is kind of where we're going to talk about a letter that we got from one of our good friends, Silverbolt. And the topic of this show is going to be about what's next for us in 2019, what life is, sometimes how life throws you curveballs. Hi, I'm living, breathing curveball. And how sometimes that will land you in a direction that you never thought you would go. yeah, I mean, that's what we're going to talk about this week. I apologize for getting super emotional again. This is pretty raw still because it happened last night.
Yeah.
For real. I mean, even though it had, probably about 10 days to prepare for what was coming. So yeah, it's just not good. But the one thing I will say is that I have a support system. I have my family, my grandmother. They've all just said you're not gonna fall. Don't worry.
Mm.
So that's awesome, and then that's just it's wonderful. But I'm gonna fight like hell so that I don't have to rely on them for anything. So so and it's just time to regroup and move forward. So that's what I'm gonna do again. Again, yeah,
you're getting pretty good at this.
I am. I mean, I'm kind of I think I've now reached ambassador level of change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I can declare myself ambassador level. I think I'm cool with that. So
I don't think anybody would contest that at all.
yeah. So yeah, if anybody knows how to navigate change, it's me. And so I think with that we'll get into the letter of the week and we'll read it. It's a long one, so yeah, we'll do that. But first we'll play the lovely. It's just a discussion sounder. We'll do that.
Let's kick around some. Ideas, not gnomes.
Okay, give me like 2 seconds to blow my nose. Hold on.
Every time that she didn't have to play the one where the gnome got kicked, but we've only got like 3 or 4 more times to try that out and to really just knock them out of the park. I tell you, if there's anybody that is glad the show is ending, it would be the gnome that gets punted almost every
Agree.
week. I think that's the only person that's happy about it.
We may need to get like a special write-in letter from the gnome and just find out,
Oh, how he feels.
Yeah, might be a nice little show ender. We'll
yeah.
See. All right. So buckle in, my friends. This one's a bit long, but I think it's worth it to read most of it. I've cut it down just a little bit, but tried to keep most of it intact for you. This is from Silverbolt, and she is a good friend of the show. Here we go. Hey, Jules and Marconin, I wrote you just over a year ago, October, I think, and I was having a mid-career crisis. Excuse me. Looking back, I see that's exactly what it was. At the time, I reached a point in my job that there was no more growth. The department felt stagnant, and I was stuck there with it. My skills and abilities were being wasted, and they were about to lose something great if I left and they didn't seem to notice or care. So I made the decision to get out. Things were so bad, I was ready for a drastic career change. I wanted something exciting and fulfilling that fighting wildfires in California sounded amazing. You guys may remember there was a letter that we answered around that time last year from Silverbolt talking about a career in firefighting California California wildfires. To backtrack a little bit, the last 5, almost 6 years now of my life have been nothing but incredible leaps and bounds in my personal development. 2013, I totaled my car in what could have been a pretty nasty wreck, but I walked away with minor injuries. That kind of event puts a lot into perspective. Soon after, I ended an on-again, off-again 8-year relationship, finally accepting that we just weren't a good fit. However, he remains one of my best friends. I'd been on antidepressants, anti-anxiety meds for a few years, but only felt like I was maintaining status quo. On a recommendation from a friend, I switched to a different med, and holy shit, the change. I was finally able to really analyze myself, my emotions, why I felt the way I did, and change myself for the better. 2015 marked the year that my chainmail work really took off when I debuted the first iteration of my dragon suit. Made a lot of new friends with that, and further defined who I was. By this point, I'd been listening to a lot of Blizzard podcasts, maintaining my love for World of Warcraft and the incredible story. After hearing all the podcast hype and excitement over BlizzCon 2016 and how much fun it was, I knew I had to go. So I made the decision that 2017 would be my year. Now I needed friends because they're the reason why BlizzCon is so much fun for the podcasters I listen to. Made the move in WoW to join Convert to Raid and the community, and it was the best thing I could have ever done. But I also knew I needed just as big of a change in my career. Cue the letter I wrote to Triple T last October. When I say a whole lot of awesome things start to happen like that after that, holy crap. BlizzCon 2017 finally arrived, and it was absolutely incredible. I can't thank my past self enough for setting my mind to it and making it happen. I found my home, my family, which includes you two. But I also met someone. That moment in your life when you're truly happy with yourself, who you are, and who you want to be. That is the moment when you least expect it, but also the moment when you are most prepared to be in a relationship with someone. Everything felt right, natural, like it's always been there. Long distance relationships can only go so far. So the talks of who is moving to who needed to happen. 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, I would have felt like this was rash and not a responsible decision, but somehow now, at this point in my life, it was right. So with all of this positive movement, growth, and development in my personal life, my career was next. In January 2018, I applied for another position in my company, but was dissuaded by my boss because it was a large step down in pay. I just wanted something. I wanted out. So I explained my situation, my feelings, and what I wanted. Lo and behold, there was another position I was unaware of that they were still trying to fill. It was a position in the past that I felt I would really enjoy and could see myself doing. I applied for it, left a really great impression on the hiring manager and the company's HR director. HR understood my plight and knew that they needed to do something for me if they wanted to keep someone like me. In March, I was offered the position and I accepted it with a 37% raise. Holy crap. It gets better. There's so much opportunity for upward movement, continued education, and certifications. Also, my company has facilities in the northeast near where my boyfriend lives. By this point, we've had an opportunity to test run living together for 6 weeks, and it went amazingly well. So I dropped hints early about relocating, and my new boss is doing what he can to make it happen. Work happy, live happy, be happy, he says. So here we are. As of writing this email, my boyfriend and I are celebrating our 1-year anniversary, and we couldn't be happier. I'm hoping to move in with him into his home, our home, within the next 6 months. Some work pieces need to move into place first, but everything is on track. My advice to anyone is to work hard, to be happy with who you are, be yourself, believe in yourself, and love yourself, and everything else will fall into place. I wanted to give you and the Moo Crew this update, this feel-good story, this Blizzard community family story, this love story, before Triple T signs off. Feel free to also use this story for the Jules and Coffee Hour show. I absolutely love the new project and continuously amazed by the things that happen because of this community. Thank you for everything you've done for this. You've done amazing things for this community, and I want you to know that I am happy to call you family. Love, Silverbolt.
Well, we're happy to call you family, Silverbolt. We love you too.
Oh, yes, we do. And like I said, that's a marathon letter, but I thought it was a really good one because of all the lessons that it holds.
Yeah.
Because, man, it is so easy for us to become stuck in life and not even really know that you're stuck at all. And the thing about this letter and the thing that I wanted, we've had it for a little bit and we had some other letters to work with as well. It's just like, this felt like the right time to bring this out because we are sitting at the time of year where everybody's looking at what's your goals for 2019? What you aiming to do? Let's reflect on the past, huh?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at, let's take a catalog of what your major accomplishments are. Like that's the viral thread going around on Twitter is like, what's your 3 major accomplishments from 2018, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we're at a time of self-reflection. We're at that time where it could be that reflection of saying, hey, maybe I need to change some things about my life. But it takes a whole lot of courage to do that.
It does.
So reading this letter, hearing me read this letter, what's on your mind?
Oh, well, it's, I'm so happy for, in particular, what has happened to Silverbolt. It not only shows, what can happen when you really accept, that things need to change and that you don't just stay where you're stuck and just go through the motions. That when you set your mind to improving yourself, it can improve countless things in your life that you didn't even think you needed to have fixed, not
Yeah.
fixed, but improved, or to have positive change.
Yeah.
Like Silverbolt meeting their significant other. Like that's, and that was awesome. I got to hang out with Silverbolt a good bit in 2017 and 2018, and just to see her excitement on everything that first year BlizzCon, mind blow type of reaction. It's just, it's like seeing kids on Christmas morning, that joy in their face. And that was something to behold. And I always love seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
But to then also have that kind of positive energy permeate their entire life, it just goes to show you that, if you're willing to face the things that you need to change in your life head on, like you make that decision of like, hey, things in my life could be better. I don't need to just stick. I just don't need to stay where I'm at. I need to at least try to improve my situation and just go for it.
Yeah.
Talking to your boss, doing all these, you know, working on moving across the country to be with the one you love. And that's kind of where it's taking me, because I've had a lot of self-reflection lately about feeling like I'm stuck in a lot of ways where
Yeah.
I'm at, and been putting a lot of thought into what I can do in the future to really kind of change things for the better. I mean, work's going fine, works fine. Just other things in my personal life and just things in my own head, because it's been a rough month,
Yeah.
and it's just been really, I just really need to refocus and try to, kind of how Silverbolt said, that their boss said, what was it? Work happy, live happy, be happy.
Yeah.
And you got to turn your workplace into a happy place, or at least get to where you can work but still find a bit of enjoy, still enjoy your work, don't hate your job or anything, but and then find out how to live happy. And that's something that I'm working on, and it's been going in a positive direction lately. I'm very thankful for that. And so it kind of, this letter speaks to me in a way as to what I'm still in this kind of transitory period of going between where I was and where I want to be.
Yeah. I mean,
And
if
it's
I
kind of,
if I may, I would say that one of the things that you are always challenged with is finding balance for
mm-hmm,
your life. And I don't think that's a far reach for, I mean, I've known you for years, but balance has always been a struggle for you, because
mm-hmm.
there's just not enough hours in the day, and there's a lot of priorities to balance. And so
It is a lot of
keeping
plates
them
to balance.
in, yeah, it's just like keeping them in sync and keeping the plates spinning and not letting them fall has always just been something that you've continually had to challenge yourself with. And
Mm-hmm.
and you're not alone. Like, there's so many of us that do that. And so the thing about trying to find balance and trying to get yourself out of a place where you feel like you're stuck, kind of has a similarity to me not really knowing what's next. And that is that sometimes you just have to shorten your sight a little bit, instead of
Mm-hmm.
going into the long term. Like, by this time, like, Silverbolt is a go-getter. She's a goal setter. And she said to herself, I am going to, come hell or high water, get to BlizzCon in 2017. And she was like, this is my goal. She never wavered from that. When I met her after she joined the guild and became part of like the events team, that was the thing we knew about her. She had this sight. She had this inner sight. Not everybody can or is able in a position to do that specifically. Maybe you just don't know what that is, or you don't necessarily have like a long-term laser sight on something,
Yeah.
But what you can do is you can start today on something small. And whether that is, so I'll use myself for example. It's like, when this is an overwhelming problem that I'm facing right now, where it's just like, hi, you have no income after this date, and you are waiting for pay for 2 months prior. What do you do?
Yeah.
And then you say, okay, well, I have an immediate need. I have an immediate need to pay bills. So what do I have to do in order to do that? Literally just a short-sighted goal to say, what is it that's going to take for me to make sure that those bills are paid on time and that I don't have a problem? Okay, now once that is met, then and so my situation is got the urgent side. So you're kind of forced into action because you cannot do anything else. But it's really easy to say, so we'll use the common one of, I want to sleep better at night. I want to get more hours of sleep at night. I don't want to stay up until 2 a.m. every night staring at my phone or playing WoW at night or something like that. I'm not calling you out. Like, there's a lot of people that do that.
Oh, no. I haven't
You're
been
grinning
allowed
at
to
me.
stay up that late in years, so.
Okay. But you know what I mean? Is like, there's a lot of people
yeah,
that are just like, hey, I want to change this. I want to get better sleep. And so it's a question of now just breaking that out into smaller goals and saying, yes, I want to get better sleep. So I'm going to start working on maybe getting, going to bed a half an hour earlier this night and, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not trying to like say, I'm going to go to bed at 11 p.m. every night without fail. And then you're just like, you've messed it up. It's the same thing as if you go on a crash diet, eat a bunch of ice cream and go, well, I'm done.
Yeah.
Same darn thing. But the one thing I wanted to say about this is that there's this pressure right now to make changes. It's that because it's the time of year. And I've in the past said on this show that I don't necessarily believe that we have to force ourselves to do that. Kind of changing my tune a little bit on that, mainly just because I think that with an awareness of things, it can really start you on the path of seeing it for real, rather than just saying, "Oh, I'll deal with that later." Like, I'm not gonna deal with that at all, or
kind of forces you to take a look at it.
Yeah, like you said, you've been very reflective of things, and I'm guessing it has a lot to do with the time of year and the fact that you've been around family more, and it is that, end of the year, everybody else is doing it feeling. So maybe it is a good thing to leverage that. Maybe it is a good thing to capitalize on the momentum that it gives.
Yeah. Yeah, because, you're not the only person. You've got other people that are reminiscing or being reflective and setting goals and having ideas of where they want to take themselves in the next year. So, you're, for better or worse, you're on the bandwagon with everybody else. So, you're not alone in that.
Yeah, it's just that people feel forced to do it. They feel forced to have to come up because, like, I was sitting in a Twitch stream earlier and someone's like, hey, what's your goals for 2019? And everyone's just like, lose weight, get better sleep, make more money.
World
like,
peace.
Right, world peace. But there's this, like, if you don't have anything that you are ready to deal with at that point, then there's that pressure of, well, I should say something because otherwise I'm going to look weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, this is just what I'm saying is that you can take advantage of the self-reflection time if that's something you want, but you should not feel like you have to find something just for the sake of finding it.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, you don't have to, but it's a good time to do it because there's just this, there's this feeling about the nature of there being a new year. It's this renewal. Yeah. It's this kind of reset button on, kind of like in Auld Lang Syne, my old acquaintance be forgotten, never brought to mind. Like, it's like we're hitting the reset button on who you were in 2018 and try to change who you are in 2019. So there's just this natural feeling of wanting to hit the reset button.
Yeah. Yeah. And so one of the things that I'm doing this year is I am working on meditation. And this is a big one for me because I have actively not enjoyed meditation at all. I am really not good at it. I get very frustrated with myself because I can't seem to quiet my mind very easily. But I'm coming at it from a different perspective right now, mainly just because I'm freaking stressed out. Like I'm like
Yeah.
this is about as stressed out as you can get, right? So I'm like, okay, well then I'm going to try to work on this now, because if this is, it's not going to get any easier for me to try to quiet my mind, and if it helps me calm down a little bit, then I've done something good for myself. So every night I take some time, and after everything is done, and I actually created a little space in the corner of my bedroom, because I have kind of this long bedroom that has a little extra space around it. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
Kitty, I woke you up. And I put down some blankets and some pillows, and I made it nice and cozy, and that's where I do my meditation, in the corner. And you know, so far I've done it a couple days in a row, and so like, okay, I can keep doing this, keep trying. It's just, is it helping my anxiety? No, because it's out of control. But but at least I'm trying. We'll
Yeah.
keep trying. We'll keep trying. So yeah, that's one thing I am working on actively to improve for myself in 2019, is to get myself meditating more often and be more in tune with my body. So yeah.
Yeah. I do the YouTube guided sleep meditation sometimes when I
Yeah.
want to go to sleep if my brain is just too active.
Yeah.
I'll just put because I go to sleep with headphones on because I'm normally listening to stuff, but I'll put the video on my phone, but I'll put the phone screen side down so I don't
Mm-hmm.
see anything, and I'll just listen to it. And that's helped me out a lot on the nights when I need it
Yeah.
or could use it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm this is something that I'm working on actively. We'll see
Yeah,
how it goes. It's something that I feel like is important for my mental well-being, and trying to keep myself steady, and then of course to build a consistent stream schedule and keep doing it. Just keep doing it, because um, it's doing really good things for me. It's allowing
yeah,
me to keep myself focused on the goal of full-time content creation. It's like, it is something that I can do on my own. I don't have to schedule anybody else. I just have to
mm,
make the time to do it myself. And
yeah,
so I'm committing to that for 2019. I am going to build a regular stream schedule, and I'm going to stick to it. Um, you know, and even if I'm doing double duty to work full time and then do that, I'm going to do it, because that is, content creation is the thing. That is the thing I want to do the most. And so, you know, double dip if I have to. That's the plan.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah. So, I mean, those are the things that I've locked down um, as some of the things I want to work on. But um, we recorded an episode today of the Jules and Coffee Hour, and the topic was goals for 2019. And there was something that came up during that conversation, which I think is a really good one. And I think it actually is a really good thing for all of us to do and to think about. Maybe you don't have the answers right away, but um, Coffee said that he was like, my word of 2019 is, and for him, it was balance. It was trying to find balance between work and life, exercise, family, and streaming. And so finding balance. My word for 2019 is rebuild.
mm-hmm.
Rebuild everything. Rebuild my financial stability, rebuild my dreams for how I'm going to achieve that full-time content creation career, because I'm never giving it up. It's never going away. It just goes on hold for a while if I have to. So my word for 2019 is rebuild. I gave Marcona a heads up on this, and so
Yeah.
so do you think you have a word that you would say
I
for
do.
this year?
I think so, and it's rediscover. And for me, that is rediscovering what is truly important to me and what should be important to me, and making sure that I focus in on that. Um, there's a lot of ways that I could do better with my relationships and seeing my family. I mean, for goodness sake, my dad and my sister and my nephew live 45 minutes away, but I never see them
Yeah.
unless I drive 2 hours to my grandmother's. Um, and my mom lives 2 hours away. So I would really like to focus on spending more time with my family because my my dad, he has a little bit of like difficulty mentally because of an injury from the 90s where he was T-boned by a guy when he was driving, and it really messes with me that I don't know how it's going to go in the future. I don't know if my dad will lose mental faculties a lot earlier, and I need to spend more time with him while I still have that chance
Yeah.
to talk to him and to
Yeah.
really converse with him. So that's something that's been weighing on my mind a lot, as well as trying. My mom's in the chat room, to have my mom come down more often, and because there's a couple times my wife and I would. My wife and I and my parents and my sister and nephew would all go out to dinner. We did it a couple of times in Little Rock, and it was really really nice to get to share local places that we like to eat with my family that they don't have those places back home. And I'd like to do more of that because I think that at my core I'm a family man.
Yeah.
I love my family with a deep fire that I I can't ever put out and I never want to. And I I don't want to reach later on in my life. That's one of the biggest regrets people have, is not spending time with people.
Right.
And I don't want to get later on in my life and you don't, like that song says, you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Yeah.
And I really need to focus and take the time. And this kind of went into when Pixie got sick and she's on her medicine. Like, I need to treasure the moments I have with my animals while I still have them.
Yep.
And the same goes with my family, with my wife, with things that in the long run will matter a lot.
Yeah.
No, when I get to the end of my life, my tombstone's not going to have the number of mounts I got in WoW on it.
Yeah.
That's not going to mean anything in the long run.
Right.
So I've just been trying to rediscover, not only, what's important to me and what should be important to me and focusing in on that, but also just rediscovering the kind of man I want to be
Mm-hmm.
and focus in on that and really try my damnedest to be that person. And so that's kind of what my goal is.
Nice. I mean,
You know,
it's a big one, and
it is a big one, but I've already started making strides in that direction, and it's been something that's been on my mind for a little while anyway. But just to have the chance to like throw it in with like a New Year's resolution type deal is pretty good too.
yeah.
So
Yeah. And
that's
so
that's kind of that's kind of my thing. I'll get off my soapbox now.
no, like carry
Not soapbox,
carry
but
yeah, no, carry that word with you throughout the year. And
hmm
and use it as a personal checkpoint. Like to say, how am I doing with
hmm
my journey of rediscover? How am I doing with my journey of rebuilding? Um, and then it gives you a compass to ride towards. Say, yeah, I've done these strides, and maybe it is worth, if you think about it, even on your phone, is just to make notes of,
hmm
because it does help to go back and just say, these are the things that I did towards that goal of trying to better myself, trying to make a difference. So if you're out there listening and you feel like that is something that would help you, give yourself a word that becomes your compass for the year. Journal it if you have to. And if it could be like a simple note on your phone, like, um, you know, January 15th, went to the gym and worked out. Just like a diary entry, just a little,
hmm
but you'd be able to go back into that at the end of that year coming and reflect upon it and really see it in its full format. I think it would be a pretty powerful tool for a lot of people.
I think so too. Yeah.
So, I mean, I love the fact that Silverbolt did the things that she did, and in her process of realizing what it is that she was trying to figure out, she came across something that she didn't even know was a possibility,
hmm
which was finding love at BlizzCon and getting a job in a position. You never know where life is going to take you. You never know when
Mm-mm.
when your favorite game's esport is going to end suddenly, or your job goes away twice in a year. Like, you never know that that's going to happen. It just happens. You never know that those opportunities. I could be sitting here a year from now going, man, that was a blessing in disguise, because look at me now. I really hope that's the
Yeah.
case. I really hope that's the case. Because 3 years ago, if you had said that I would be sitting here now and have had the opportunities to try and fail, I would have told you that you were crazy, because my life was such a different beast at that point. It was such a different path. It was such a different trajectory. Yeah, that's pretty amazing when you think about it. So, as sad as I am, and as nervous and anxious as I am, just the fact that I've had these opportunities at all to fall has been a blessing, because I've actually had the opportunity to do that. That I never thought that I would. And so when these things happen and when these bad things come your way, that's the thing that can guide you to say, yeah, I mean, like, people, have been saying to me a lot, like, man, it's been a really tough year for you. And my reaction is, yeah, it has been, but what am I going to do about it? Like, I can't do anything about that. That's just, it happened. It all happened. And now I just need to move forward. But also look at and say, if I hadn't had these opportunities, where would I mean, I came into some really cool stuff this year because I lost my job.
Yeah.
And now we've reset again. Okay. All right. All right. What's coming next? I have no idea, but I really want to know what it is, and I really want to see it. I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
Yeah. If there's ever anybody that I've ever known that can rise above circumstances like this, I know it's you.
Yeah.
I know you're going to just shine past it. I know you will.
Yeah, I like I said, ambassador of change. Hi, an ambassador of picking up herself by her bootstraps and coming back from tough stuff. You know, it is what it is. So, whatever your goals are out there, whatever your thoughts are for 2019, whatever you want to work on, be kind to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. And if you fall down and those goals don't necessarily make it past January 15th, find some new ones. Find something. Find something that, that you can set your sights on. Even if it is literally, hey, I want to save up enough money to buy a Nintendo Switch. Like, somebody, thinking of it that way. Like, I just want to be able to say I did that. Or I just want to, I don't know. I just want to be able to walk up the stairs without gasping for air. Find something that you can set your sights on, because it will be something to push you forward and keep you out of the stagnant state that you could be stuck in. There's so many of us out there that get stuck. So many.
Yeah.
I've been there.
But don't be so hard. Yeah. Don't be so hard on yourself if you do fall, if you do get stuck.
Yeah.
Because it all happens.
It's gonna happen. Like, you are gonna fail. You are going, and I don't mean that like, oh, you're gonna fail. Like, we all fail at stuff we try. We all do. It doesn't always work out that way that you think it, but what if you succeed?
Yeah. And I like Battle Pandas. I was thinking about this earlier. He said that I like to set small goals and tick them off like a little checklist rather than one massive goal with no milestones.
Yeah.
And that's a good way to go about it too. That's the same way as like cleaning a whole room. You don't just look at it and be like, oh my gosh, because you'll get overwhelmed. Do one part at a time. Think about, like, okay, well, I've got this big massive goal. Okay, well this week I'm just going to do this. Like if it's weight loss, you're like, okay, well I'll go to the gym 1 day a week this week. If I
Yeah.
can do that for a couple weeks, then I'll go 2 times, and
Yeah.
then or I'll do this. Small things. Small steps.
Absolutely. Our friends Heroes of Fitness say all the time, if there's one thing that you can do to improve your health, is add vegetables to one meal more than you did last day or week. Add some veggies to your meal and keep adding them in slowly. I mean, that's not for some that's like, oh god, I can't even. But yeah, I mean, it's a smaller thing that you can do. It's something that you can focus on and say, yes, I can do this. I can't stress this enough. We need to be kinder to ourselves when it comes to goal setting, but we also need to be willing to hold ourselves accountable for things as well, and just be like, hey, I know I want to change this, and I really do want to change this. What is it that I need to do to be able to change it?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that, hi, I'm Jules Scott and I'm really bad at this, is asking for help from other people. So ask for help if you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just
odds are there's people in your life that are waiting and willing to help.
Yeah.
In any way they can.
Yeah. No, and like here's me sitting here going, I am not going to accept your help until I am direly in need of it. But but that's just who I am, but it's good for me. The help that I've gotten is literally just talking to people about the stresses,
Mm-hmm.
having them listen, letting them just be able to carry the load along with you. So yeah, it is tough. It's hard for me to even talk about it. It's just
Yeah.
Sorry, it's too raw still. So just doing my best. Best.
That's all right.
Yeah, it is.
Anybody's gonna hold it against you over here.
No. And it's gonna be okay. No matter what, it's gonna be okay. So yeah, so if you're out there today listening to this show, I hope that you find the word of your year that resonates with you, if it helps you. Maybe share it with us on social media or email us at questions@taurenThinkTank.com and let us know. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, it definitely would be.
So, Moo Crew, what is your word for 2019? What is the word of the thing that you want to do the most? And that is the thing that will guide you. So That's all I have to say on this one, unless you have anything more.
No, I think that about does it for me. I mean, this is our last show of 2018.
Yes.
And it's been an interesting year for sure.
It has been. Yep, and that means that I was going to say that means that we're going to be saying our final goodbyes in 2019, so that's okay. We will do that. Yeah, we're looking ahead. We don't have any future topics kind of waiting out there at the moment. So as Marconin so very well placed it in the beginning of before the show started, if you want to get your thing in, get your topics in, you got to get them in now. Like they ain't no waiting. Be like Silverbolt, she got hers in.
Yeah. And that was a great letter. So thank you again, Silverbolt, for sending that in. But if you want us to thank you like we just thanked Silverbolt for putting in a great letter, you got to put that great letter into our mailbox at questions@taurenThinkTank.com. So come on, go ahead and do it. What are you waiting for?
I talked to a long time listener of the show recently, someone who was listening back in the very beginning. And it was just a very cool thing to hear. It was a very cool thing to talk to. Man, I've been listening to you since 2012. It's just like, that's so cool. That is really, awesome. Really cool. So I think that Marconin declares us officially a show.
I would say so. whenever we get the chance to do this. It's a great day for me. I enjoy it, even though I have to, with work being so stressful and trying to rush through to get towards the end of the day and get here on time because I want to be here. It's because we consider it a show, and I want this to be an awesome show as we rounded out these last few episodes. So I would agree that it is a show that we got a chance to do today, and I'm very thankful for that.
Me too.
I'm thankful for you, Jules.
And I'm thankful for you as well. As we get closer to the final day. It's hard. Woo! Why am I so emotional today? As we get closer to the final show, we will have we will declare the actual date. Like, we will say this is the date of the final show, that we are not that is not budging, that is not moving. We know that Marconen's schedule can sometimes be a bit dicey, so we're going to do our best to get that locked in and say this is it. This is the final show. So that if you are wanting to be a part of that in the live chat room, you most definitely can. Yeah, there's 3 more left. Yeah. It's crazy to say that. It's crazy.
It really is.
Yeah.
We would definitely love to have you, each and every one of you, here. If you didn't get a chance to listen to the show live in a long time and you can make it, please do so. We'd love to hear from our podcast listeners, our download Moo crew. We don't get to talk to you guys as much as we do the live chat room, but you're just as valuable and just as awesome.
Yes.
So if you do get that chance, please join us for it. We'd love to have you on our last show. Or even before that, if you want to come next week, or the rest of them, all the remaining 3, please come.
Yes, please.
We'd love to have you here.
We would. All right. With that, and a very weepy Jules, I'm going to bring this show to a close like we always do. Just like this. Tauren Think Tank is supported by you, our fans. Thank you to each and every one of you who supports us every month on Patreon. If you would like to help out Triple T in our final few weeks, you can do so at patreon.com/Tauren Think Tank.
Portions of the music and sound effects heard on this show can be found at incompetech.com and at freesound.org. You can find us outside of the show on our website, and that's at taurenThinkTank.com, which has all of our podcasts and information on how to get in touch with us.
Want to meet other members of the Triple T community? You can join our Discord server. The quick way to get there is tinyurl.com/TTTchat2.
You can also like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TaurenThinkTank. You can find us on Twitter for the show at Tauren Think Tank. You can also find Jules at Jules RPG. You can find myself, Marconen, at Marconen Wow. And if you want some awesome Triple T merchandise to close out these last few weeks with us, I was wearing one of my shirts yesterday, enjoying it. If you want that as well, you can go to taurenThinkTank.com/store and get you taken care of. We got a lot of stuff there. It's pretty cool.
We do. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, chat room, for being with us tonight. Hang out every Thursday night at 8 o'clock Central. You can find us on the live video stream at twitch.tv/TaurenThinkTank and be a part of the live chat room shenanigans. We love seeing you here with us if you can be here live, but we thank you so much for your downloads if you cannot. Marconen.
Jules.
Happy New Year, my friend.
A happy New Year to you as well, Jules. I hope 2019 brings you all the awesome success that you richly deserve.
Thank you. I sure hope so. That'd be awesome. I think it's
I'm
time.
not gonna say that to be nice. I really hope you do.
I really, really hope so, you guys. We will be back next Thursday. All hopes there. We will be back next Thursday with another live show. We hope that you will join us. So until then, for myself, for Marconen, for the entire chat room, until next time, /moo, everybody.
/moo. Tauren Think Tank. We make your problems less bad.
Stream did not hear me blow my nose. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, you guys.
Oh, no need to be sorry.
I'm a mess.
It's a tough thing to talk about.
Yeah, I've been a mess for... On and off, I've been a mess for about a week. But, you know, doing a show like like this one earlier today, and then doing this one, it's just like everything is just like, hi, there's my emotions, look at them.
Yeah.
So
there's a plate, flat platter full of them.
Hi, welcome to my emotions. You get to be a part of them. Oh goodness. It is interesting for sure. So yeah. Why is it always dusty when I watch? I know, Solomio, I'm sorry. I'm glad you're here though. Solomio is part of the family jewels as well. I had Battle Panda make me, so my sub emote, or the sub badge, is a pile of gems. So it's like,
oh, nice.
It's a pile of jewels. Oh, yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm not logged in as myself, but the little Garrus emote's super cute. So I'm logged in as Triple T on my account, so I can't add it. Yeah. Oh, there's it. Queen's got it. Look at him. Oh, wow. Look at his little face.
That is so darn cute. Oh.
Queen's got him.
Garrus face.
He's so darn cute. Battle Panda made that too. All right. Every setback can lead to new experiences, goals, and milestones. Still a time. When life throws you a curveball in the darkness. Just like Teldrassil. Oh no! Chainmail Dragons. Am I a tie dad? Yeah, you are.
Yep, still a tie dad. It's been almost a year. That was at the Super Bowl.
That's right. That's right. And I think we'll end before the next Super Bowl, but that meme can stay.
Yeah, it can stay.
I like a light in the darkness.
I do too.
Okay.
Oh, I took a nap on the couch, and so my neck is like halfway through the show. My neck started feeling weird on the right side where I kind of had my neck tilted.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really hurt. It just feels like a little off.
Yeah, lots of
something kind of stretching it.
Lots of like head turns and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, twisting your like gently, and then Nicole and Tim showed me this a lot, is to have your neck, look at us do this on stream, lean your head back, bring it forward.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to smell around a whole room. Like, what's that smell? Where is that coming from?
We smell. Is it down here? Is it up here?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yes, you have been, Draven.
You sure have.
Nearly a year.
It was funny. Over Christmas, I watched a lot of movies since it was pretty quiet, and I didn't really go anywhere. So I watched the documentary of Lady Gaga that was filmed when she did the Super Bowl. So it was cool. The ending of it was that she did her Super Bowl performance, which was like crazy. And so now whenever I think of the tie dad thing, I think of Lady Gaga at the Super Bowl, which is like two different Super Bowls, but you know, it's kind of crazy that happens. Cool. So
yeah, that is. That's really cool though.
Yeah. That's a cool documentary too, man. Seeing the life of a major celebrity behind the scenes is just kind of nutto. It's like to see what they go through and how their lives are so different than ours, because they can't go anywhere. Like they can't go anywhere without being mobbed by everybody.
Yeah. Can't go to the store, can't go anywhere.
Nope. Like last night I went out to the grocery store, and then I stopped over at Target, so you guys can kind of see them. I bought some Christmas lights. Oh, let me turn my head. So I bought some Christmas lights and put them on the wall behind me. And these are the coolest things. I got them for 50% off. It's awesome. And they also switched to white lights. So it's like they're LEDs, so they're colored right now. I can switch them to white. I put them on the white, and it was jacking up my camera. My camera started flickering.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't do it, so I had to put the colors on. So I'm just going to have Christmas lights in my house the entire year, because why not?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I did that for a while. I had Christmas lights up in my room when I was younger. After Christmas, I still had them strung up the rest of the year,
Yeah.
just because I like the glow of the lights.
Me too. It
So I'd
reminds
have
me
them
of
on
when
at
I was in
night.
college and we used to put Christmas lights up in our rooms in college. Did
Mm-hmm.
you do that in your dorm room?
I didn't do it in my dorm room, but I did it in my room when I was in like junior high or high school,
Yeah.
something like that.
I loved it.
So
I
yeah,
was like, this is the best thing ever, being able to put Christmas lights all over your room.
mm-hmm. Yeah, you get that freedom to like, I don't care what month it is, I'm putting these Christmas lights up the whole time.
Yeah, like, and so I may actually, in my little like meditation space, I got 3 boxes of them, and I only needed one to do the whole outside of my closet,
Mm.
and they were all 50% off. So it was like, holy crap, I just got a crazy deal. So I have like 2 extra boxes of them, and I don't know what to do with them. So I might do up my meditation space maybe, or um, in my bedroom. I don't know. We'll see.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I've still got the Christmas lights in the back of my work vehicle right now, and
Mm-hmm.
I only used 2 out of the 3 boxes, so I've got those and an extra box of them because I just got like the little 50 count,
Yeah.
and so now I've got all those Christmas lights. And I'm like, I guess I'll just hang on to them, or I don't know what I'll do with them.
Yeah.
So we'll
I
see.
don't know. What
But
was your best Christmas present this year? I didn't really get a lot for Christmas this year, mainly just because I told everybody I can't buy you presents this year. So, yes. So it was like, um, let's see. I'm trying to think. Oh, I should pull it up. Hang on a second. I'm just gonna. I don't think I can reach it without my take out my headphones. Hold on a second. This. This package arrived. This arrived to me
Oh, that's awesome.
from Eiffel's. Um, he made this by hand,
Wow,
and
that is gorgeous.
yeah, it's all strung. Um, it's all strung with the nails and the thread. It's awesome, and I had no idea. He asked me
Wow.
like months ago what my favorite flower was, and I said roses. And so and then this box showed up at my door on Christmas Eve, and I was like, "What is this?" And because he had asked me for my address like a while ago, and so I gave him my address, and this box showed up on Christmas Eve, and I'm like, "Oh my god, that's great!" So yeah, I just need to find a spot. I've got a couple places in here that I just need to do that.
That is awesome.
I got
I saw that
RPO
picture
on
on Twitter.
DVD. First thing. Real internet. That's right. That's right. Draven told me when I was on stream the other day that
Oh,
he got internet that is not just like the bare minimum.
oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Ah, got to upgrade from that sweet 56 kbps modem
Right?
to something a little bit something a little bit faster. So that's good. Oh
So now
wow, yeah, there you go.
he went from 3 up and 10 down to 12 up and 120 down. That's amazing.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be really that's really really good.
Yeah. No kidding.
That
That's
is
really
awesome.
awesome. So, what was your Let's Go Pikachu is a cool gift.
It is. I played a little bit of it, but like I said, I've been very fatigued to the last few days, so I was just sitting on the couch playing, and then I kept falling asleep
Yeah.
while I was playing it because the music is very repetitive after a while, and so it
Yeah.
gets in your head, and you're just kind of like, So yeah, I got that. But my mom got a cool thing where there's a uh, there's a famous hotel in Memphis called the Peabody Hotel,
Mm-hmm.
and they're famous for having a little fountain in the lobby. And every day during the middle of the day, they will roll out the red carpet for some ducks. And the ducks they keep there in the hotel, and they'll bring them down the elevator. And the ducks will walk down the red carpet into the fountain, and they'll jump in the fountain and play. And then at the end of their couple of hours, they'll jump out. And this guy who's the like the duck master or whatever it is, he like shepherds them in and shepherds them out. And so my mom got me a framed picture of that fountain, but on the back of it was a series of pictures that we took back in '96 because my mom and I that day we went to Memphis because it was it was a destination out of the way, and had good grades, and that's why my mom like pulled me out of school one day as a surprise, and we went to Memphis. And I remember it was like icy and snowy that day, and we went to the Peabody, and I got to see the ducks. I met the duck master. He even took us up onto the roof where they normally keep the ducks, but since it was really cold that day, they kept them inside.
Uh-huh.
And she took on the back of that, on the back of the frame is laminated all the pictures from that day
Oh.
that she took of us doing that. And so it
Oh.
was really cool. I've got it over there. I haven't hung it up yet, but
That's a cool
yeah, it was really
gift.
really cool. Yeah.
I
And
love
I
that.
remembered that day. I remember it. I remember we were at, I think, Toys R Us in the parking lot, because we went into Toys R Us too, and the parking lot was kind of iced over, and so we did like a little bit of like, not quite donuts, but like we slid around a little bit. I think I remember that right. My mom might correct me, but I think I remember that part. But yeah, that was probably the best one. I got a good bit of cash this year because my wife and I are going on a cruise in the summer,
Mm.
and so we're saving up for that. So that was kind of one thing that we did. And my sister got me an old reel, like old film, like reel to reel film canister of a Mighty Mouse cartoon, still sealed.
Oh,
Like it had
wow.
never been opened, because the thing, like, that's my sister's nickname for me, is Mighty Mouse. And it was the original tin. It was like never been opened.
Oh my
And so she got
goodness.
me that, and I was like, wow, that is really really cool.
That's a cool
And
gift.
yeah, it's like both of those were really awesome.
That's great. I love it. That's really cool. Brother got his daughter. My niece, which is still weird to me after nice. A $200 blanket made with pictures of family and the famous singers and other famous people she's met already. It's 7 foot tall and 12 feet long.
Wow, that is a
Wow.
big blanket.
That's a big blanket. See, that's the
That
thing.
is an awesome
Give me a
gift.
blanket like that, and the cat's gonna sleep on it.
Hmm.
It's all gonna be cat.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna get out of here so you can go and relax and get some sleep and get rid of that fatigue that you are dealing through. You were a trooper to
Yeah.
get through this episode, so
Well, I didn't want to disappoint the viewers, and just to get through it. And it's been fine, because
good.
other than being a little tired, I'm all right. The nap, I think, definitely helped. So I'm gonna go back in there and relax, and then go to bed
Good
sometime soon.
plan. Good plan. Thank you guys so much for being here. Love you guys very, very much. Thank you for putting up with
Hmm.
emotional jewels as well. Sorry. And yeah, we'll be back next week if everything goes to plan. So we'll be planning on being here next week. If you've got anything for us
Hmm.
topic wise, let us know.
Yeah, please send it in. We want to talk about topics that you guys bring in. You're the third chair,
Yep.
so sit on down, and let us talk to you and talk about
Yep.
stuff for
Thanks, Mark Conan's mom.
you.
All right. We'll see you guys soon. Slash moo, everybody.
Slash me, guys. Have a wonderful week and a happy new year to you. We'll see you
Happy New Year.
in 2019.